Hi, Algebra 1. So we're just going to briefly go over parts of an expression. You have received, let's look at it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 vocab words. So we're just going to go over what they mean and how they're represented in an expression. So if I have my example 1, okay, I'm going to write 3x squared. Now, how do these vocab words apply? Well, I know that this is a number in front of a letter, so that means that this 3 right here is a coefficient. Because as per the definition, a coefficient is a number in front of a variable or a letter. This x right here, so why don't I just go ahead and highlight it. The x, that right there is the variable, okay? And the 2 that I see up top, that is the exponent, okay? So it's very important that you understand how they are represented in an expression, okay? So I'm gonna add on to this. We started with 3x squared. What about an example 2? Okay, I'm gonna add 3x squared plus 5x. Now again, this is an expression because there's no equal sign, okay? Now, I have 2 terms. Now, a term is anything separated by a plus or minus sign. So since there's 1 plus sign, that means that I have 1 and 2, I have 2 terms, okay? Now, in terms of like terms are anything that have the same power and variable. Since this is x squared and this is just x, these are not like terms, okay? We cannot combine them, right? But I want to identify my coefficients. So I know that 3 and 5 are coefficients. I know that x and x are variables. And I also know that I have the exponent of 2 again, and I have an imaginary one here of 1, okay? So whenever you have just a variable by itself, remember that it has an imaginary exponent of 1. Now let's look at example number 3, okay? I'm going to add on to that some more. 3x squared plus 5x plus 7x. Whoa. Looks like this time I do have like terms, right? A like term is anything with the same power and variable. So when I look at this, I see that 5x and 7x, okay, they have the same power. They have an imaginary exponent of 1. So that means that I can combine 5x and 7x. So before I identify my parts, I'm going to simplify this. So since 3x squared cannot combine with any of these, it's going to come down on its own, 3x squared. And then I know that 7 plus 5 is 12. What is that, 12 or 11? 7, 8, 9, 10 is 12. So that's going to give me 12x, okay? And that there is my final answer. Now, if I were to identify my coefficients, okay, I know that 3 and 12 are coefficients. I know that x and x is a variable. And I also know that I have 2 exponents. I have an exponent of a 2, and I have an imaginary one of 1, okay? Now, the last definition that I have not included is a constant. So let's go to example number 4. Can you guys see that? Yep. Example 4. So let's build on to this some more. So I'm just going to build on to this final answer that we have here. 3x squared plus 12x plus 4, okay? So a term is anything separated by a plus or minus sign. So I have 1, 2, I have 3 terms. Ew, sorry, my Medicare is crazy. Just realized. Okay, so I have 3 terms in this example. All right, now a constant. A constant is a number without variables. So in this example, I have 1 constant. It is just a number. So 4 has no variables, so therefore this is a constant. 3 terms, 1 constant. Like terms, well, I don't see anything with the same variable and power. So in this example, I have no like terms, okay? But coefficients, let's go at it again. I know that 3 and 12 are coefficients. I know that x and x are variables. And I know that 2 and 0, well, not 0, but that imaginary 1 there is an exponent. And in this example, I have a constant, okay? If you have any questions, just replay this video or just, try the classwork and see what happens. Thank you guys.